So, at the end of last week, rumours began circulating about a potential cooperation between MP Minerals USA and Lynas Corp Australia. So, a merger of the two biggest rare earth specialists outside of China was reported within industry circles. Also reported by the Australian Financial Review. Now, there have indeed been talks about a possible transaction, but they are currently not ongoing, commented Linus, without giving details of the dialogue's content. Now, Linus added in a press release that the company focuses on strong organic growth, which is a formulation that speaks against acquisitions or mergers. Now, despite its comparable market capitalization, considering the company's turnover rates, Linus would be the senior partner in any potential cooperation. In addition, the Australian company can cover larger parts of the value chain for rare earths with its refinery in Malaysia and soon also a refinery in its home country, in Australia, whereas MP Materials is still dependent on partners in China. In other news, Argentinian and German officials are discussing strategic metals partnerships. So, the Latin American country's resource sector has sparked interest among German government and industry officials at a mining metals conference in Berlin last week. So, an Argentinian delegation met with German politicians and industry officials at the conference in Berlin to discuss partnerships on critical minerals. Now, the central topic of the meeting was unlocking synergies, Argentina and Germany, a conference on resources and critical minerals, so specifically focused on strategic metals. Now, in a statement, Argentina highlighted the role the Latin American country could play in German and European supply chain diversification efforts. The Argentinian German newspaper Argentinisches Tagesblatt reports that interest resulted, among other things, in the signing of a letter of intent between the German company USATI, which specializes in energy transition, and the Argentinian lithium producer YPF Lithium. So the according to data from the US Geological Survey, Argentina is home to the fourth largest lithium reserves in the world. Still, its mining production is dwarfed by competitors such as Australia, which had an output almost tenfold the size of Argentina's in 2023. So, considering the reserves, investments in developing the sector could change this. Acknowledging the potential, EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen signed a memorandum of understanding with the President of Argentina, Alberto Angel Fernandez. This was signed last year to create sustainable raw material value chains. At the time, von der Leyen added that Argentina could become a powerhouse for green energy. So the two countries are expected to advance the talks again in March, when the German delegation of the Economics Committee is scheduled to travel to Argentina and also Uruguay. Now, in other news regarding green energy, the Net Zero Industry Act, Europe's clean technology initiative, is nearing completion. The law sets out for the European Union to produce at least 40% of the technology needed to reach emission targets domestically. As part of the Green Deal industrial plan, the EU aims to scale up the domestic production of key technologies like solar panels, wind turbines, and heat pumps under the Net Zero Industry Act. The acronym is NZIA. This was proposed last year. Now, later today, representatives of the European Union, the European Commission, and Parliament will convene to discuss the initiative's details in the presumably final part of the long road to legislation. According to Reuters, the discussion will focus on how widely clean tech can be interpreted to incorporate nuclear power. And also, for example, how permit phases can be shortened. shortened. However, there is room for debate. The German Bundesverband Windenergie, an association of members of the German wind industry, said in a statement ahead of the meeting that a differentiation between wind energy and photovoltaics, in particular, is essential in order to take account of the fundamentally different starting conditions of the two technologies. The association emphasizes that the NZIA must adopt targeted measures for each branch of clean tech instead of lumping them all together. That's the news so far for today. Thank you very much.